There was a pink pig who was learning to squeal. Somebody said a pig was on the farm, didn't they? Who was it? Who told me there was pigs on the farm? Was it you, Brian? No, you said it. I think it was you. There was a great big horse and a very little horse. I believe Tanya told me there was a horse on the farm. I think y'all read this before. And on every barn is a weather vane, of course, a golden flying horse. Who knows what a weather vane is? Have y'all ever seen those on top of a barn or on top of a building?
I know.
What is that, Caleb?
It makes it tell you the wind from south, west, east, or south.
Very good, Caleb. How does that tell us? How does that tell us?
Because it moves when the wind blows.
When the wind blows, see, that's flat, Brian. See that right there? That horse is flat. When the wind blows it, it'll point to which way the wind is blowing. So if I needed to know which direction the wind was blowing, I could look up and see which way that arrow is going. So that's a weather. Very good. There was a big pile of hay and a little pile of hay, and that is where the children play. But in this story, the children are away. Only the animals are here today. So all the children are gone, and it's just the animals hanging out at the farm today. The sheep and the donkey, the geese and the goats were making funny noises down in their throats. Let me hear your animal sound. Right. What kind of sound is that? What is that?
It's from a goat.
It's a goat. What kind of sound? What animal did you tell me a while ago, Brian? Did you tell me a hen? Or a rooster? You told me a rooster. What's a rooster sound? How's a rooster
I know
sound?
how it sounds.
Help me, Caleb.
Cock-a-doodle-doo.
Cock-a-doodle-doo. What did you tell me, Lola?
I told you.
Did you say a pig? What kind of sound does a pig make? Oink, 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 oink. What about you, Tanya? A cow? What kind of sound does a cow make? That's right. So today on the farm it's just the animals, and they're out there making their sounds. An old scarecrow was leaning on his hoe, and a field mouse was born. So the scarecrow, what are scarecrows for?
Those are the scares on the postman.
Very good. Do you live on a farm? You sure know an awful lot about them. In a field of corn. So the little mouse was born in the field of corn, right there below the scarecrow standing up there. Cock-a-doodle-doo. In the barn there was a rooster and a pigeon too. You told me a rooster was going to be in the barn, didn't you?
That pigeon is pretty.
It is a pretty pigeon, isn't it? And a big white hen standing on one leg. And under the hen was a quiet egg. That's right. Because hens lay eggs, don't they?
I don't know how to spell it.
How do you spell it?
E-G.
Very good, E-G-G. There was a bantam rooster and a little bantam hen with a big clutch of eggs. Count them. How many are there?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Very good. There are 10. Cock-a-doodle, 10 eggs under the hen. Cock-a-doodle-doo. Moo, moo. There was a big brown cow and a little brown cow. There was an old black cat. Meow, meow. And a tiger tomcat. Meow, meow. So who knows what a tiger tomcat is? You pick it
Is
up?
it a bobcat?
I think it's just a little kitty with the tiger stripes. There was a big red dog, Bow Wow, with some little puppy dogs, all round and warm.
And don't forget a little cat.
Right, There's a little cat over there with the dogs in it. They're all playing together. And they all lived together in the big red barn. And they played all day in the grass and in the hay. So instead of the children playing in the hay, now all the farm animals are playing in the hay. When the sun went down in the great green field, the big cow lowed, the little pigs squealed. The horses stomped in the sweet warm hay, and the little donkey gave one last bray. So we can do a donkey bray. There you go. Very good. The hens were sleeping on their nests. Even the roosters took a rest. The little black bats flew away out of the barn at the end of the day. See all the bats flying out of the barn now? Mm-hmm. Those are a bunch of little blue bats. And there they were all night long, sound asleep in the big red barn. All right. So, who can tell me some different farm animals than what you said earlier? Brian, can you name a different animal?
I know.
See something different than what you said a while ago? You said a rooster earlier, didn't you?
Yeah.
Give me a different farm animal.
Horse.
A horse. Very good. What about you, Caleb?
Frog.
A frog. Lola?
Kitty.
Kitty cats. We didn't say kitty cats earlier. What about you, Tanya? You name a different animal? You said a cow earlier. What is that? A sheep. Okay. All right. What we're going to do now is we're going to make a little chart on the board, and we're going to count how many of each animal there are. And we're going to record our data on our graphing chart on the board, okay? All right. So I'm going to write the names of some different animals up here. And do we have a home button?
I don't know what happened. If something's coming up, I'm going to fix it. There you go.
All right.
Sorry.
You're good.
It popped up.
All right.
Watch it.
So we're going to have a cow. We're going to have a horse. We'll have a dog.
What about baby chickens?
Some chickens. We'll just say chickens. And how about a pig?
Sure.
Okay. Thanks, Kevin. All right. Now,
Space. Another space. Another space and other.
all right. Brian, I want you to count how many cows you see on that page.
1.
Is that a cow? I can't tell. Is that, what is that?
It looks like a sheep.
I think it's a baby cow.
So,
Okay. See any more cows? I think we've got 2 cows on that sheet. You want to go up there and draw the number 2 under the cow? Right. Just draw number 2 right there. Very good. All right. Tanya, you ready? I want you to count how many horses we see. How many horses do you see? 2. And you know because you like horses, don't you? you go up there and write the number of horses under the horse. Very good. So we've got how many cows?
2 and 2.
And 2 horses. So that's our data that we've got up there on our graph, right? Okay. You ready, Caleb? How about you count the dogs? 5 dogs. Hey, I think I see some more dogs. 6. I think those maybe go. 6 dogs, okay? You go up there and write 6 under dogs. There you go. Keep coming down. Keep coming down and make a little loop right there. There you go. Good. Good job. All right, your turn, Lola. Chickens. Count how many chickens you see. I don't see any chickens. Do you see them? That's a goose. But do you see any chickens?
Because they're on the fire.
I believe that's a goose as well, along with some little pigs. I don't see any chickens.
There's
So-
0.
All right, good, Brian. So how many chickens are there, Lola?
0.
0. You go up there and write 0 under chickens. Good job.
0.
Okay. So our last one is pigs. So let's all just count how many pigs we found.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Wow. I didn't see 10 pigs. Let's count again. Okay, here's 1, 2, 3, 4. How about 5? Is that a pig? And then 1 little pig right there.
Okay.
6. Yeah, we started with that. All right. So I think we've got 6 pigs.
6 pigs. 2, 2, 6.
All right. So now, this is what?
2, 6, 0, 6.
What are all those numbers? What did we call them? Is that our data?
Data.
Data. So the numbers that we counted are our data, right?
Yep.
Okay. And this whole chart right here is what? What is that called? Is it our graph? Okay. So on our graph, we have different categories right here. Okay. We have a cow, horse, dog, chickens, and pig. And we counted each one on that page and wrote it down. So we collected our data and wrote it down. So from our data that we collected, which had the most animals on it?
I know. Pigs and dogs.
The pigs and the dogs. And how did you know that?
Because there's 2 6.
That's right, because we wrote it down on our graph, didn't we?
Yep.
Okay, so which had the least amount of animals? The chickens. How many chickens were there?
0.
0, that's right. 0's less than 2. So 0, we had less. And how did we know that?
Because there's none.
And we wrote it down. Did you remember that? Did you remember how many chickens there were? You did? Good. But if we didn't remember it, we wrote it down on our graph. Okay, so that we would remember it. That's why we collect data. So we'll have that information there, and we can look at it and see. So, how many cows and horses were there? There was 2 of each. Okay, so these were the same. They're the same number of cows and horses, and there were the same numbers of dogs and pigs, weren't there?
Yep.
Okay, and we all know that because We wrote it down on our graph, didn't we? So we collected our data, that's the numbers here, and wrote it down on our graph chart. Okay? Very good. Alright, we're going to play another little game. Who knows what